everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of my handbag and SLG collection. But rather than talk about the bags that I have, these are the bags that I've sold or given away and are no longer in my collection actually. This is just my personal opinion on why I sold them, why I've given them away. If you have this bag in your collection, it's not that it's a bad bag, it's that these are the bags that didn't suit or don't suit my lifestyle right now or didn't suit my lifestyle back then. Now I've got my list here. There are about 15 items that I have sold or given away. First item that I sold was my LV Sarah wallet in the vanilla leather, and it is in the maroony purpley color. I sold this wallet because actually it was originally an impulse buy. I bought it when I was in Singapore and I just wanted to buy a wallet, and when I was there the sales assistant showed me this and I was a big fan of this purpley maroony color. And I thought it was nice, but I never got a chance to use it because I was so concerned about the thumbprints that was on the wallet because of the darker color. You could see it being really dirty at all times, so I hardly used it. That was one reason, but also long wallets don't suit my lifestyle, and it didn't suit my lifestyle then as well. It was always in the box, so I decided that it should go to a better home rather than be kept inside a box. My next item, which actually I didn't sell or I didn't give away, but I actually threw it away, which is so sad because it's not that I didn't love this bag, I loved it to bits. It's my Balenciaga Giant Tote and it was in the Piperus color. Now I use this bag every day, and maybe it was because of the way I used the bag and I used it every day. It was like the only bag I used for months. It suited my work, it suited my traveling, it was a great bag to go out with, it could fit so much. But it started to get moldy at the handles. It became so muggy and like gross at the handles. So I thought, okay, bring it to the shop, and they cleaned it. But after not using it for a few months, the leather started to disintegrate. It became crumbly, so the bag kind of died by itself, and I was really sad because it's not a cheap bag, but there was no way I could sell it. There was no way I was going to give it to anybody, so it was one of the few bags that I had to say goodbye to. My other bag that I sold is my Burberry nylon tote. This is in the black, and inside it had the checkered material, which I bought this bag when I was traveling to Japan, and I wanted to use it as a carry-on bag for me to use when I was on the plane or when I was going out and walking around Japan or walking around Tokyo. But after using it for that trip, I actually decided that it's not such a great bag to use because firstly, the bag is very long. It's a great bag to put things, but when you have to take things out, it's a very deep bag, and because it's nylon, it moves around, it wasn't really so useful. Good if you have like sweaters to put in, clothes to put in, but if you had your wallet, or especially for me, I like to carry little tiny wallets, so when it drops right at the pit, it's like a Mary Poppins bag. You take a lot of things outside, but you can't find what you need. So I sold that bag because it didn't suit my lifestyle. It only suited me for that travel, but otherwise, yeah, I didn't use it after that. Now another bag that I also sold, also a Burberry bag. I think I went through a phase where I really loved Burberry. This is the Canterbury Haymarket bag. I found that bag really unique because I do like the silhouette of the LV Neverfull, and this bag gave you that flexibility. You could open it up like a Neverfull, and you could also tuck the wings in, and it could be like a bucket bag. To be honest, I never opened the flap. I always kept it like a bucket bag, and because it's opened, I always felt so scared that my things would be taken out. Somebody might pick my handbag. So I did sell that bag as well. I do still see people using it, but for me, for now, it's not suitable for my lifestyle. Okay, I also bought this another tote bag. It's also a Burberry. It's the Burberry London Check Tote. It's this huge tote bag, and as I said, I was really into the LV Neverfull bag, but of course Burberry is much cheaper, and I was looking to buy other brands than LV. I wanted to branch out to other things. I bought this London tote in Hong Kong when I was there for a trip. I bought it back, and to be honest, the leather was not comfortable at all. It was this hard patent leather, so when you put it on your shoulder, especially it's such a big bag, you're gonna put things inside, Oh my god, it was so heavy, so I actually gave this away. I gave it to my mom. She uses it for her trips. So she loves this bag, but it's not for me. Now another bag that I just recently sold is this beautiful Bottega Veneta Napa leather bag. It's in the hobo style and it's in this beautiful hunter green color. Size is large and it was actually a gift to me. A big problem with this bag is it's super delicate because of that leather and you know the weaving of the leather, and every time I brought it out I was so afraid of it being, you know, the leather get hooked on anything and it will just tear or, you know, get damaged because of the weaving, and each box was so tiny. You know, the leather could, when it gets old, it will fold a little bit. So I was so scared of that to happen to the bag, and it was so precious to me. So precious that I couldn't use it, and it was just sitting in my cupboard. So I sold it, and the person that I sold it to, you know, when I looked at her, I said, okay, I think you're gonna love this bag because it means a lot to me. It was a beautiful gift. And she was like, she loved it. She, you know, I could see in her eyes that she was gonna use it well. Sad that it's no longer in my collection, but for such a beautiful bag, it shouldn't be sitting in my cupboard. Now my next bag was really popular when it first came out. It was the Prada, let me get this right, Prada Tessetto Guarfree nylon tote. It is this tote bag. It came out with the nylon material. It also came in the bigger size. It also came in the leather, but I bought the nylon because I thought the leather was a bit too heavy. Now why did I sell it? I sold it because after I used it for a while, I found that being in this hot dog shape, you could put things inside but not too much, and if you put too much it becomes like a real hot dog and it wasn't really comfortable. So I did use it quite a bit. I used it for work, it was great for traveling, but I decided that no, it wasn't my style anymore, and so I sold it. Now I've got 3 Gucci bags that I've sold or given away. I gave away to my mom the Gucci Suki top handle, not because I didn't like it, I just didn't use it. I had other bags to use. So my mom was saying, hey, do you have any handbags for me? And I was like, alright, I'll give you this bag. So that bag is not sold, but it's given away to my mom. Now I have this other tote bag. As you know, you can see that I'm quite obsessed with the Neverfull size, but I never got a Neverfull, so really strange. This is the Gucci Lovely tote, and it's in the full white leather. This was an impulse buy. I was traveling and I was like, I saw it there and it was on sale, so I bought it. But to be honest, it was not a good buy. Firstly, it's fully leather, so it's heavy. Secondly, it's white. Me being such a careless person, I put my things on the floor, and being white was just like, I don't know what got into me to buy the bag. So I actually gave it away to my friend, my best friend. I knew I couldn't sell this bag because, I don't know, it was, you know, full leather bag and white and all. It's quite a difficult bag to sell. So I told her, I said, I've got a gift for you. This is for your Christmas. It's secondhand, but I hope you like it. And she loves it. You know, she's more careful than me. She's taken good care of it, so I'm glad. Okay, now this bag, I actually was obsessed with the chain kind of material. So this is the Gucci Soho leather tote with a double gold chain. I bought this bag when I was in Australia and I was there for work. After using it for a while, I realized that this bag was not built or not made right. So I actually made a paper bag to show you. Now imagine if this is the handbag, right? And the strings, well, the chain is exactly like, so what I did was I tied a ribbon to show you. So you've got the chain, the straps like this. So when you open the handbag, the chains would be at the side like that. It's exactly like this. Okay, so you could carry the handbag like a shoulder bag, you know, like that. But at the same time, you could let the chain loose all the way like this and carry it as a crossbody bag. So I thought, when I first started, I was like, oh, that's amazing. You know, you could do it like a shoulder bag. You could also carry like a crossbody. Now, let me tell you what I found out about the bag when you were actually using it. Now, when you're carrying in the bag on your shoulders like that, like imagine if this is my shoulder and you're carrying it like that, right? Now, if you want to take something inside, you've got to open the bag a little bit, and this chain will be blocking it. So you've got to open, and it'll be blocking. So you'll be taking your things. Now, what will happen if this, you know, double chain bags, always one would drop, you know, as you're carrying, you know, when you open up one chain will drop. right, will drop down. And rather than just, because there's no lock, there's no stopper to the chain, her whole bag will drop like that. So you'll be having the bag at your hip when all you needed to do was just open to get your wallet. So I found that quite inconvenient because you're carrying it like a shoulder bag. But if you wanted to open the bag a little bit and take something that's outside and you're not careful and you're like, oh, fiddling around with it, and one chain drops, the whole bag, because it's heavy, it will just drop down and you'll get this bag dangling at your hip like that. And you're like, oh goodness. So you got to open it. So actually not really made structurally not made well, I thought. So, you know, because there's no stopper, the chain is movable like that. So anyway, so that was my real pain about the bag, and one big reason why I sold it, because it got me really irritated. Now there are the two bags that I sold, which I mentioned in my YouTube Made Me Buy It, is my Rebecca Minkoff bag. One is the 5-zip and one is the Mac Clutch. I sold it because one, the Mac Clutch was extremely heavy. The 5-zip, it didn't suit my style anymore. Now my other bag is the LV Favorite in the size MM, and I sold this bag quite recently. I also bought the bag quite recently because I was lusting over this bag for a long time. But when I got it and I started to use it, I found that I was a bit insecure about the bag. Firstly, the magnet was not really very strong, and because I keep two wallets, two small wallets, and I also have two handphones, I always felt that it was easily, you know, you could flip open it and you could take things out, so I'm a bit insecure about that. Also, because the bag is flat and it's only secured by a magnet, if you fill it up too much, it kind of like bulges, kind of like a croissant, you know, it poops up like that, which I thought was not really very nice. So I sold it. I know I could use it as a clutch, but if that's the only function and I could use it for, and I don't use clutches all the time, I decided that this was not for me and I sold that bag. I also sold the mini pochette in the monogram canvas. I sold this not because I didn't love it. I love that pochette because it could fit so much. I sold it because I am going to get the Evasion collection. It's been placed on order for me from my SA and I'm still waiting for that to come. I'm definitely getting it because it's on the way, but it's just not here yet. So yeah, I sold that because I didn't want to have two pochettes of very similar material. The last bag that I've sold is my LV Twist in the size MM and the color is black. I have a review about that bag which I will link down below. I know in that video I said I'm not going to sell that bag, and I love that bag, it's in my collection and I would use it in a certain way. But after making that video, and I thought, if that's the only way I could use the bag, it's not really for me. It's an expensive bag and it shouldn't be sitting in my cupboard just for occasions that I only use it certain times. I spend most of my time at work actually, so I don't have a lot of time to go out. So if that was the only reason why I used the bag, it was not for me. So I decided to sell the bag, and I'm glad that it's got a new home. A person who saw the bag and she was absolutely in love with the bag. I did tell her it's quite heavy, so I was honest with her, but she was like, I don't care, she loves it. So I'm glad for her. I also have a Tory Burch bag. This bag, it was an impulse buy. I was at the Changi airport and it was really cheap. It was on sale, but I thought I wanted to go into the mini bag and see whether it was my style. But this bag, firstly it was heavy and the shape collapsed by itself, so it had a slight bend at the front, plus it didn't have a zip. It was just secured by a magnetic buckle. So I thought for a mini bag, and you know, you'd be carrying it and swinging it everywhere, it wasn't really secure. So I sold that bag to a young girl who said she'll use it for school, so I'm really happy for that. So I hope you like this video. It's just some of the bags that I've sold over the years. Most of them were sold in the past maybe 5 or 6 years. As I use bags more and more often, I realize the kind of bags that I like, and maybe it's me, I'm better at choosing the bags that will suit my lifestyle. I'm thinking about downsizing it a little bit because I want to add more bags and other bags that I want. Do let me know in the comments down below if there are any bags that you bought and later sold, and maybe tell me why did you sell it, because there is a luxury wish list that I have in my head right now that could be a bag that I want to buy that you have sold. So there could be some things that you won't know until you actually have the bag with you. and you could be sharing and giving me some good advice. Maybe I wouldn't buy the bag in the end. So anyway, I hope to see you in my next video. Till then, bye!